Welcome everybody to the Declare Your Independence podcast. This is the first podcast of its type. In 2025, we're going to continue to bring you podcasts to tell you how you can declare your independence. Here in the state of Delaware, of course that's a play on words because we were the first state to declare our independence from Britain. But we also want to bring that feeling and that empowerment to every individual throughout the state of Delaware. As the state begins to and continues to grow larger and larger, many of us, including myself, believe that the way to empower people is to help them declare their independence and find their way to empower themselves to become stronger through their family, through their journey in faith, and to make stronger communities to help build a stronger state. Now, the first thing that we're going to go over is some of the things happening locally in our news. We see government overreach happening in 2024 and continuing in 2025. And we want to talk a little bit about what's going on throughout the state of Delaware, in the state legislature and in the executive branch, and how you as Delawareans can declare your independence and make sure that we have the power back to the people. The first thing is a parking garage that is planned for Dover. Now, this parking garage is not for the public to visit downtown, to visit the businesses in downtown, which have been struggling over the past couple of years, or to help people park to get to their jobs that are located in downtown Dover or somewhere else in the city of Dover. No, this parking garage is set for $150 million for individuals to get to Legislative Hall, more specifically for legislators to get to Legislative Hall. And I think the most concerning part about this parking garage is there is a planned underground tunnel specifically for legislators and their staff only to direct them to the parking garage, bypass the public, and get directly to their offices in Legislative Hall. Now, personally, my parking spot is in front of Legislative Hall. I have served there for the last 7 years, and I love parking right out front of Legislative Hall. I'm approached by people all the time that have real concerns. Sometimes they're in my district, sometimes they're not in my district, but they wait there to talk to myself, other state representatives, other state senators, and they want to be heard. And sometimes this is the only way that they can be heard. Maybe their email was not returned, maybe their phone call was not returned, and this is their chance to talk with their state representative or their state senator. It is very important that people know that this is going on. The construction now is being planned for this tunnel, and the ability for state representatives and state senators that are elected by their people to represent them to bypass any public interaction, I think is something that most people would agree needs to not happen. Now, the next meeting about this parking garage and this tunnel will be in February, and I suggest that people contact their state representative, contact their state senator, and say, you know what, this is the people's house in Dover. This is where we elected, through fair elections, we elected people to represent us in Dover, and we want the opportunity to talk directly to our elected officials at any time, whether it's where they park, coming out of their car, or whether it's in the building, to and from the building. This is our opportunity to have our voices heard.